Q1057, Albany's rock station. I'm Steve King, and excited to be talking to lead singer for Kansas, Ronnie Platt, today. He's got an incredible story how he joined the band 6 years ago, and they have a new album that is out July 17th. That's tomorrow, at least when we're recording this interview, it is. And The Absence of Presence is the band Kansas's 16th studio album. Their first single, called Jets Overhead, has a very classic kind of Kansas feel to it. And excited to have Ronnie on the phone right now. Ronnie Platt, how are you?
Steve, how are you? You're in Albany, New York, correct?
That is correct.
What a crazy amount of Kansas fans in your area. It just boggles me that a band named Kansas is so huge around Albany, New York. Figure that one out.
You know what? Good music transcends geography. Let's put it that way. I'll tell you that the fans here in the Albany area were very disappointed when the Foreigner Kansas Europe tour was canceled and you guys aren't coming August 8th. So we're a little bummed about that.
Steve, not more disappointed than me.
Yeah, I'll bet. Tell me, what have you been up to since, you guys were supposed to be out on the road now?
Yeah, just keeping the chops up, just practicing and, catching up on things that have been neglected for the past 5.5 years. Because, boy, when I joined this band 6 years ago, just having my 6-year anniversary two days ago.
Isn't that crazy?
When I joined the band, it's kind of a funny story. When I first met with Phil and Rich, they said, we're probably looking to do probably 55 to 65 shows a year. Well, my first full year in Kansas, we did 98. And then the next year, we did 99 shows. Wow. So it doesn't... With all that traveling and all those shows, it really doesn't leave a lot of time for too much else, So just been spending this time catching up on things around the house and, of course, keeping those creative juices going.
Sure.
Being in my studio, and I'm talking to you right now surrounded by my keyboards and guitars, so I'm in my own toyland.
That's awesome. You mentioned 6 years ago and your anniversary of joining the band a couple days ago. You have one of the more interesting stories of somebody joining a band that they were a fan of. Why don't you quickly kind of give us a little thumbnail of what that was like?
A Kansas fan my entire life, and I really attribute Kansas to developing my love for prog rock.
Mm-hmm.
I've been such I consider myself a prog snob. Really, because I've loved progressive music my entire life. Always a big Kansas fan, big Genesis fan, Yes fan. I was in a band that was a Yes cover band.
Oh, wow.
Huge Rush fan. I loved Rush. And hey, Getty, I probably bought about 6 Rickenbackers because of you.
Those are good bases.
Send me a check, please. But really, just a lifelong prog rock fan, lifelong Kansas fan, and I attribute the development of my voice from listening to my 2 favorite Steves. Of course, Steve Walsh from Kansas and Steve Perry from Journey, 2 exceptional voices. And just always had such a insane love for Kansas music, and to become the lead singer of Kansas, what are the odds?
Yeah, no kidding. Especially when you were driving a truck around Chicago, and then all of a sudden, you get the call, and they're like, yeah, we want you to join the band. You had to just about fall over.
Yeah, you know what? You hit those air brakes really fast.
I'll bet. Well, it's nice to know that the band's got somebody with a CDL license, so, in case you have to drive the tour bus, right?
You never know. If we're in a pinch, I'm licensed, and just for the record, my CDL and medical card is still valid to this day.
That's awesome.
I am licensed alcohol hazardous material, and I'm not talking about my bandmates.
That's good. That's good. Hey, let's talk about the new album, man. I've been listening to a few of the cuts that you guys have released already. The Absence of Presence, the name of the album, which comes out tomorrow. Jets Overhead. You know, there are some bands that continue to put out new music, and this is, Kansas's 16th album. And you listen to them and you're like, man, where's the band? I don't hear the band. I don't hear the classic band. I'll tell you, the second I heard like the first two notes of Jets Overhead, I went, oh, wow, that's Kansas. And then listening to Throwing Mountains was the same way. I was like, wow, this is Kansas. I mean, it really is a great album.
Absolutely. I mean, from the time you press play, it's Kansas in your face from the very first beat. You know, you've got in Jets Overhead, you've got David Ragsdale's smoking violin right in your face from note one, and then Throwing Mountains. What a heavy tune.
Yeah.
I classify it in that Silhouettes in Disguise type of Kansas heavy-duty rocker. Just really heavy and really dynamic. And to tell you, we can't wait to play that tune live.
I'll bet.
Throwing Mountains is just going to be killer. Can't wait.
And the songs on the album are longer, which Kansas was always known for these kind of epic kind of songs, and it seems like the band is back to that.
Yeah, it really is a full menu, and you're not going to find too many 3-minute songs in Kansas's library.
No.
Boy, you think about all the Kansas songs that are, 5, 6, 7 minutes plus, and I think it's part of the discipline of trying not to make the songs longer and longer, because it is progressive rock.
Right.
And there's when do you pull the plug on ideas for just one song? It's really hard to do. But this album, The Absence of Presence, we're pushing that long epic type of song, and also a couple of shorter, and I mean shorter in Kansas relative terms.
Yeah, they're like 5 minutes. That's a short song.
Right. The ballad type song. So there's everything on this album, which is just, typical for the Kansas menu, the variety of songs that Kansas brings on an album. So we're just really proud of it and can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Yeah, it's a great album. Comes out tomorrow. People can get it at all the streaming services, digital download, buy it, in person as well. Hey, before I have to let you go here, let me ask you, what do you think touring for bands like Kansas and any band, what do you think touring and concerts are going to look like in 2021 for people?
Well, Steve, I wish I could predict that. I really hope and pray that things go back to the way they were, because it's part of the excitement of going to a concert is being elbow to elbow with people that you don't know but have a mutual love for the concert, for the band that you're seeing. It's part of that collective electricity in an audience, just loving a particular band. So I really hope it gets back to that. But to predict what it's going to be like, that's really hard to do. We just have to wait and see and hope that things go back to normal.
Well, I hope they do, and I hope you guys make it back to the Albany area sometime soon. And, man, a pleasure talking to you. Have a great rest of your day, and, man, get back out on the road as soon as you can.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thank you, everyone, and can't wait to get back to your area. And please pick up this album, enjoy it, and visit kansasband.com, and we'll see everyone really soon. Be safe.